symbol of a passionate search for God and messenger of peace. What can you see from up there? His gaze encompasses a story. Hi, Titus. It's great to be able to talk to you. How would you tell your story today?
Well, I could tell my story by flipping through a photo album with some moments of my life and try to reconstruct with my imagination what's been lost. Look, this is my house in Ugelkloster, the small village where I was born in Friesland. And here is my family. It was here that my response to the Lord's call matured, and in the spirit of Carmel, it seemed to me that I could take off. And this is the monastery of Boxmeer. It's where I began my novitiate.
What fascinated you about Carmel in particular?
The contemplative dimension that turns into action. Did you know that prayer is not just an oasis in the desert of life, but instead it's the whole of life? And then I admired Saint Teresa of Jesus, so much so that I decided to translate her biography and her works into Dutch. However, I didn't manage to complete the project.
And here? You were in Rome.
Yes, I was sent there to complete my doctoral studies in philosophy at the Pontifical Gregorian University. And the contact with the international dimension of the order made my desire for mission grow. But you know, my health was too poor, and this limited my possibilities for travel, but matured in me an authentic mysticism of the Passion of Christ.
A mystic of the Passion of Christ. So,
my story explains it. Now look, here, as you can see, I'm in front of a microphone. I gave a speech to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the University of Nijmegen, of which I was rector. I wondered why the modern man, technical, developed, cultured, turns away from God with all that this entails. And I shared my reflection by presenting the different images of God which have developed through history, to warn the listeners of the dangers of totalitarian systems.
I know that you were a man deeply integrated in the world of your time, a journalist committed to the truth with an intense interior life.
What can I tell you? I preached and proclaimed a culture of love and forgiveness in the face of Nazi philosophies. I was the president of Catholic schools when, in 1941, the government passed a law obliging all Catholic schools to expel Jewish children, even if they had converted to Catholicism. And as president of Catholic schools, I rejected this law. This was the end of their tolerance for me, and I was arrested in January 1942.
Where did they take you?
To Scheveningen, where I was subjected to the most humiliating interrogation, at the end of which I was judged to be a dangerous influencer of public opinion, and became prisoner ZB78, subjected to so-called preventative detention.
You have certainly been through a terrible experience. What do you think is important to share?
I would like to share that I always tried to encourage my fellow deportees to live the horrible ordeals of the concentration camp as a participation in the Passion of Christ itself, God who became man. many remember the speech that I gave in the Amersfoort prison on Good Friday in 1942. In that place, where barbarianism was raging against us, right there, God was still giving a word of hope to the human being, and He wanted to do it through me too. We were reduced to the lowest human expression. I was sent to Dachau, and I knew it was the last stage of my life, and I knew that there too I would find God. To the nurse who injected me with carbolic acid to end my life, I gave a rosary and a small legacy of words and life. I told her, good priests are not those who pronounce beautiful words from the pulpit, but those who are able to offer their pain for others. And that is why I'm happy to suffer. God bless you.